This episode of the Football Crazy podcast is brought to you by the word awful, the perfect description of the current Sunderland team under Lee Johnson.
He's football crazy, he's football mad. That football had just taken away the little bit of sense he had. And it would take a dozen servants to wash his clothes and scrub, since Paul became a member of that terrible football club.
Hello everyone, it's Friday, November 12th. It's 12:30 a.m., and this is the Football Crazy podcast. I am your host as always, Jeffrey Gibson, and on today's episode, there is some football news, and I am going to be previewing the World Cup qualifier between England and Albania, but before that I have an announcement to make. On Christmas Day, and on New Year's Eve, the Football Crazy podcast will have special episodes. The Christmas special will feature some of our favorite football comedy clips from YouTube, and football-related songs, and the New Year's special will be us counting down to the new year, which will be very ambitious for us, so please do feel free to join us for those specials. Now let's do some news. On November 8th, it was announced that Eddie Howe is taking over as manager of Newcastle United, and at the time of recording this podcast, Aston Villa are approaching Rangers, with the intention of appointing Steven Gerrard as replacement to Dean Smith. That ends the news. Now let's preview the 9th World Cup qualifier between England and Albania. Now if England win this game, they will seal their place at next year's World Cup, and based on the forms of both of these sides, I think England are strong favourites to win this, because they are unbeaten in the group so far. But with that said, football is unpredictable, so I don't think it will be wise to rule Albania out of winning this one, because they are third in this group, and if they win and if Poland lose, Albania will climb up to second, and I think that may give them an extra boost to go for the win against us. When it comes to predicting the final result of this game, I think if Gareth Southgate and his team can stay focused on clinching their place at next year's World Cup, they can win this game, 3 or even 4-0. But with that being said, I am not writing off Albania at all. That ends another episode of the Football Crazy podcast. I will be back on Monday, with a preview of the final World Cup qualifier between San Marino and England. So until then, thank you so much for listening, stay safe and enjoy the game.
He's football crazy, he's football mad. That football had just taken away the little bit of sense he had. And it would take a dozen servants to wash his clothes and scrub, since Paul became a member of that terrible